You could be anything. You never know from where you can get the business. Don't think that someone who is into 70,000 followers, they might not work with you. It's absolutely bullshit. I would definitely tell you that you can work with anyone depending upon the skill set which you have, right? And someone who hired me, who actually worked with me, right, for the first client, he was pretty big. I would say he was pretty big. At that time when I got started, he was having about some 30,000 followers, and I was just got started and I have about some 50 or 60 followers. And I still had that particular client because with the Clubhouse, you have this voice, right? And they ask you, they put you into some situation, asking you some questions. And when you are able to tackle that, you're done with that, and that's where the closing happens. And actually you don't close elsewhere. You're actually closing at the time when they ask you some question, or when they are putting you into some situation, and when you are trying to solve that, you're done with that. It's so simple and so easy.
Maybe we need to give our best in answering that question, instead of thinking like connect me on DM, or if someone is asking a question,
I never do that. Don't tell connect me DM, or I do have my courses, come and jump, I have my community. Don't do that. That's not the right way of doing it. If they ask how can I connect, then talk about like, yes, I have this, just get connected. Give a simple channel. Don't tell them that I have this, I have that, I have this. Don't complicate things. It's a very simple process. You just have to focus then providing value, and believe me, they get connected to you.
Let us get in a step-by-step way, Sumanji. So I'm getting the meat of it. So what how we'll actually go is like.
Gordonji, 1 second to add. People are asking in chat about profile of Suman Jain. So I've shared their profile in chat. People can see it. I've shared Niche Marketers Govardhan and our profile also. So they can go and they can see by that.
Yeah, sure, definitely. Thank you, Tumnath. So
my profile is on my own name.
Suman Jain is there, yeah. So first thing I would like to ask, like the first and the foremost thing when people enter Clubhouse, somewhere like I believe we do a mistake of not having a proper bio. So most of the guys don't do it, and many rooms now they don't even give you opportunity to speak if you don't have a bio. So Sumanji, like, because I also face a lot of issue when I ask people to add something about themselves. Many people have a problem of constructing those words or lines. So how did you overcome this, or what is your suggestion for people to actually have the right bio in Clubhouse?
So in order to have your bio, believe me, I have changed multiple times of my bio on my Clubhouse, but still, what you could get started is what exactly you are, right? For me, if I talk about, I just mentioned them, Pinterest marketing strategist, because it works with the SEO on Clubhouse. What I am, I'm a Pinterest marketing strategist. So Pinterest, right? If someone is searching on Clubhouse, Pinterest, they could also find me. Probably in that particular searches, I could be top, I could be in between, wherever I could be, right? Like marketing strategist, anything when they're typing in, your profile will be updated. So it means that search engine optimization works on Clubhouse. That is the first key thing. And on the bio of Clubhouse is the first 2 lines is pretty crucial, because these are the 2 lines which talks about what exactly you are, and why Clubhouse has to monetize you, or they have to focus on the SEO. So make sure your first 2 lines is connecting like what exactly you are and stuff like that. And second line is definitely talking about what exactly, who is your audience is, for whom you're catering. They all work with SEO on Clubhouse. So make sure you do that, very simple things. And the third line is definitely about who you are, why they have to get connected, whether you are interested in doing a mod on Clubhouse, when we are helping others for managing their rooms, right? We call them as a moderator. So as a mod, you can work as a moderator. You can make pretty good money from that, right? By moderating other people's rooms, and per hour, you can make some pretty good money. And along with that, you can also host your own room. So make sure in your bio, you can update that, what exactly you do and why they have to get connected, how they can get connected. You can put all the links. However, when you're using this letter hashtags, or when you're using this letter at, right, that will definitely optimize that in a very better way. And probably if you're following For example, if you're following me, if you're following Govardhan, when we have a good followers for, right? So you have to mention that, like do you mention on Facebook, right? By using that ad, right? Use that symbol and write my name so that it get optimized, and probably someone who is inside my community who are following me, they can also get noticed about you. So that is one of the hacks which you have to utilize so that you can get noticed. Someone who has great followers and you are going towards their clubs and rooms regularly, do that so that their audiences can also get help from you. So these are the little simple things which you optimize on your profile that can get you some crazy results. And probably every day you can see I have a growth about some 30 to 40 people joining me and following me. They're joining my club as well. I invite them to join my club. And my club is not that big. It is about some probably 3,000, I believe 3,000 followers inside my club, but I'm still growing with that. I'm not that consistent. However, I'm planning a few things probably in the month of September where I'm launching a few things. But yes, there's pretty many things which I am doing on Clubhouse. But anyone who is a beginner, they definitely have to optimize their profile. They definitely have to optimize what they have to do. These are little hacks which you need to do in. And make sure you join 10 clubs. Make sure you join 10 clubs. And all those clubs need to be with your own niche based. If you're a singer, get into those singing. And if someone who is a singer, they also need marketing. Get into those marketing rooms as well. You don't have to go into sitting somewhere and doing nothing, right? So either you have to join this, or either you have to join marketing, because that is the thing which you have to also market your skills. You learn that, apply that, see result. So these are the things which you need to do on Clubhouse. The first common thing, these are the first common things, right? Join 10 clubs whom you think that, yes, I can learn from them. I can go and I can learn, because that is where you can find your clients. Basically, I would say is not finding your clients. I could say is someone who can work with you or you can work with them. There might be a lot of collaborations, right? So go and talk. I would say go towards those clubs, learn from them. Don't be silent. Go raise your hands, come up on the stage, introduce yourself for 30 seconds, and then ask a question. And what I've seen is on Clubhouse, most of them, they make a mistake is they don't introduce themselves. They just come up, they say, oh, thank you so much. This is so lovely room. I just want to have this problem, solve this problem. So these are the basic things when you're applying, right? You can get some great results, and you don't know from the audiences who can get connected to you.
Yeah, every opportunity you have to introduce yourself, that gives you an opportunity, like making yourself discoverable more. Because I see some rooms, they run on this criteria 24 hours where 60-second introduction, they ask you to share about yourself in 60 seconds. And
Yes.
that rooms I see 24 hours they go on. And there also people come and go. So like what Sumanji is telling, trying to join clubs of...
I want to correct you here, Govardhan ji. I would say don't go to those rooms, because those are just to have those followers numbers. They are not your ideal clients. Go to those rooms where you can learn, basically. So for example, if Govardhan ji is talking about LinkedIn, right? Probably every day you have some time which I mentioned, right? So probably I might be interested in learning from you. I would come to your rooms and I would learn from you. If I have some question, I would come up and raise my hands and come up and ask you, right? So probably there I would find some value. There I can become your fan or followers, whatever you can call it. So if you're doing that, then that is the right way of doing it. If you're going for follow, then definitely that will not work.
Yeah, follow is not going to work. I'm coming from that angle where I'm seeing some clubs, what they're doing is they are like kind of startups or maybe a brand or someone. They have a specific problem or they want to share something like I am so-and-so looking for so-and-so. So somewhere there, I feel it is there. The probability is there, but your way is different. Like you nailed it in a different way, because if you're spending some time, at least it's worth it that you are actually learning something. And you're also going to get someone to connect to in a specific who are actually relevant to us. That's a good idea actually. So
actually, I also do that, and along with that, I go to those rooms regularly, consistently, and I tell them that whatever you mention at this particular day, I have done it. Thank you so much. I share that gratitude. So basically, when I'm sharing this gratitude, the other person who is sharing them information, right? They would see me. They would see that I'm regular. It's like Suman is regular into their speakers, and you can see that yes, she's there. She is like coming regular. Then what would happen is probably they would also come towards your room, right? And they would see that yes, you are like sharing some great information, and that is where you also have some cooperation, like collaboration. Sometimes they might become your client, you never know. So basically these are the simple guidelines which you when you follow, right, that will definitely help you to grow. You need to have a mindset that if you're going towards the room, don't feel shy, raise your hands, go up, whatever it is, just raise your hands and go up on the stage. And if you find that where you can provide value, you can just tell them in a very polite way, can I share about this? Can I share about this, like a view, like something like that? If they give you the permission, then you can share it. If not, don't do it. That is one thing. Second thing is when you're coming up, introduce yourself. That is one thing, 30 seconds. Introduce yourself, rock star, and then ask your question. And once they have done with those questions, and probably you come up and you apply those strategies, and you would say something which has worked out for you, something which did not work out for you, whatever it is, something which has worked out. You go towards a room like 2 day or 3 day, 4 day, whatever it is. You go there, raise your hands, introduce yourself again, and tell them that was someone who asked you this question, this particular question on this day. And you gave me suggestion, I applied it, and probably I've got this result. Thank you so much. Share that. It's so beautifully. And that is where you build that relationship, right? And even from the speaker stage and even from the audiences, they would also love it. And they would also follow you that time. And that time, what would happen is someone who is speaking, right? They would mention you. Every time you go towards them, they would mention you. And if they are about some 50,000 followers and 60,000 followers, believe me, if he is mentioning you, it means that you are doing something good, probably really good. So that is where you can see some extra 20, 30 followers every single day. And they are probably your customers, you never know, because they see your profile. They don't just follow, they see your profile. They see how powerful you are. And probably once they see you, they come towards your room, and they also see that you're frequently hosting some rooms. If they are interested, they follow your club also. You don't also invite them, they just follow your club. That is few things. And third thing is they also bring more people. So these are the things which they do it. You're not asking it, but they're doing it. But actually, you're forcing them to do it. It's so simple. I know I'm confusing, but this is what is happening on Clubhouse.
Yeah. Let me. I want to break it out a bit, because I feel like maybe I'm able to relate to your advice more because I have explored it a bit. And some of the guys, I don't know, some of them would have explored more than me or maybe less than me. So that what I'm able to figure out by talking to you is like focusing on the relationship building part. Like I felt like some of the times when I was going to one of the rooms on a regular basis. So, and I had a DP which is very, very easy to recall. I was having a DP with I'm eating a watermelon, kind of a DP. And I went to the room second time or third time. That guy has recognized, the guy with the watermelon. So then what happens now, slowly you get a relationship building. Then you can DM them on Instagram and start building some relationship, talk about other interest areas. So definitely I'm seeing like Sumanji has approached Clubhouse as a good relationship building tool rather than a quick win or a if you actually give it in one more line, like treating it as a marathon, not a sprint. Because we think like Clubhouse में गया leads आ गया एकदम
it doesn't happen. Abhi, now the situation is different. Earlier, it was only for the iPhone users, right? That time you could see the value, the immense which we had, right? Currently, now I'm again seeing the same thing, but in between, you could see that then when they introduced to the Android users, and you can see everyone are coming in and joining in. There were a lot of bots also which came in, and there was a lot of things which is happening in. I can see there was probably like 20 to 30% people, they just came in just to see what exactly it is, and they're just doing all the time pass and things like that, but they're not serious. Yeah. And what I'm seeing is the Clubhouse, the growth, because the future is definitely with the audio markets. For sure, it is audio market. So probably that is where you can see the podcast community has been grown so vaster. And probably because of the popularity of Clubhouse, right? Facebook, Spotify, Twitter, they all came up with all those things, but still Clubhouse is famous. That's because they're working on that. They're just working on that one particular platform. Facebook is so giant, it's so big, right? Even if they've just introduced for few creators. They've not introduced for everyone currently. They are just testing it, right? So probably the quality is really good, even on the Facebook, which I have also noticed because I have been on 2 of the rooms, like Gary Vee and the other person I've been through it, like Sean Canal. Yes, I'm pretty regular on Sean Canal channel, so I do that. But still, I did not see that much value what Clubhouse is giving you. I can see that. And probably if you can see now on various channels also, right? You can also see that now the fakers, right? You can identify who is fake and who is real. There is no gurus, believe me, there's no gurus. Now you can identify who is real and who is faking. And you can also identify because you can talk to them directly on Clubhouse. First thing is that. Second thing is if they are able to solve your problems immediately, it means that they have certain knowledge. Yeah. There are certain questions definitely even I could not answer for a few times, right? Because every questions we are a human, we cannot answer them, but still we try to focus on getting some information and we try to share with them, probably through DMs or however it is, we try to share them. So sometimes it does happen, but probably with me, 99% it has never happened. Because I'm pretty, if I'm talking about something, some content in my rooms, I'm pretty prepared on that. I've done my researches. I've done all my homeworks. I know what kind of questions they would be asking me. They can put me in a very bad situations also.
Yeah, some of them will be exactly the competitors.
Various times, and probably for me, it is like numerous times it has happened, but probably I was not afraid. And there are certain rooms where you're not prepared as well, because probably there's one room which I am associated with, which talks about 10 different ideas for passive income. You can share anything of yours ideas, or probably there are some people who come up on the stage, they ask some questions, right? And I have built that collaboration with them. I have built that. So probably for 1 hour, I also give some suggestions for them. If I know about that particular content, I raise my hands and I tell them, I can help you. So I share them. Because it doesn't mean that if I'm talking about Pinterest, I don't know about Google. I do a few things, researches as well on Google. I do on Facebook. I do on Instagram. I have run ads on Quora.com also. I know how things work. The only thing is I'm not into much deeper level into that. I know the few things which I can share with them. So probably that is one thing which you all can do is collaborations. Number one thing is definitely with collaborating. Single, earlier it was easy for managing single, but currently if you're collaborating, you all can grow.
So collaboration in the sense like you talk to a guy and see if he is already a marketer but he has something to outsource to, because once you establish your core expertise, that's the reason it all again boils down back to the niche thing where you should be positioning yourself as having expertise in one specific area.
Yes.
Or else what happens, everyone will see you as a competitor, not as a collaborator.
Yes. Yeah, so what we also do is like collaborating. Like for example, if I'm collaborating with brand managers, I'm collaborating with Instagram strategists, I'm collaborating with website designers, I'm collaborating with Facebook ad experts. If I'm talking about Pinterest ads, they're talking about Facebook ads. If I talk about simple strategy on funnels, I definitely collaborate with funnel guys as well. So they can talk into deeper. I'm a strategist. So I don't build funnels, but I'm a strategist who help you in building the funnels. So there are two different things. I'm not a copywriter, but I know how the copywriting thing has to go. So there are a few things which you have to do. And if you think that you can collaborate, then definitely you can share the business with transparency, then why not?
Yeah,
it works. For me, so far it has worked pretty well with collaborations. The only thing is don't get into the same niche audiences, because sometimes those things get into very worse situations and even your friends can become an enemy. Probably that is where you need to control. But the thing is, collaboration is beautiful when you are a master in something and there is no competitions with that particular thing. For me, if I'm collaborating again with the same Pinterest managers, I'm pretty good in my designing. They are pretty good in other things. So probably we are not damaging each one of us.
Yeah. Definitely. For collaboration part, I can definitely tell you, like even in as a Facebook community and all, I see many guys collaborating. Like I know one, Rafikul is good with
Yes.
content marketing, and
Yes.
Himanshu is one more guy who is good with SEO. And these two guys have started to work together. And what a combination you see! Also, what a deadly combination! Content marketing plus SEO. So
yeah, it's important. That's what I'm saying. You like a content, we will be doing content, but he will not be doing SEO. An SEO guy will help this content to give him the keywords, and he will write the content, and he will spike up that particular content. So that's a deadly combination. It's beautiful.
So these are happening, and I think Clubhouse. What I see the potential advantage with the Clubhouse is like you mentioned, the the real authority is established there, and if you are real or a fake, people can definitely judge, because they'll
Yes.
ask a question when you say something. Some guy will pop up and say, "Okay, Suman, then let me. Can you tell about this? Can you tell about this?" Then if you whatever you say is making sense, they feel like okay, let me connect with him or her, because that is how they judge actually. Then only they will come, and if you're able to answer it properly, definitely there is a possibility. And I think we should navigate it that way. So anyone who has been into Clubhouse, just want to know, guys, if you are, I want to ask you how many sessions you have participated in Clubhouse, or how many days you have been active in Clubhouse. Just write something. I have been attending 10 sessions or something. Just give the number so that I'll understand the potential, or where are you, like in what stage are you right now. Because one of the questions initially came in was like about someone asking about how can we discover communities on specific niches. I think how does it work, Sumanji? Like,
so specific niches is definitely depending upon the interest. Like when you're going to your profile, right? When you're writing, there is a settings, the icon, the settings icon. When you click on that settings icon, you can find there's an interest. Just go click on that interest and select which you are interested in. Don't go and select randomly each and everything. Select few. Don't check, say like crazy 30, 40. Don't do that. So crazy, keep it 10 or 50, not more than that. And then also follow people, someone who is good at talking. Go toward their rooms and see how are they doing their rooms. And when you're seeing them, right, next to their profile, when you're, for example, if you want to do this activity, you can do even now, go to the Clubhouse, okay? Follow me over there. So once you follow me, next to my profile, you could see there is something with the stars, right? You can see that stars. When you click on that, Clubhouse will recommend someone who is similar towards me. You can do this activity, guys. Believe me, it's so much fun. So that you would learn something here. And I wanted you to do that so that you have to follow someone who is pretty deeper into that, or probably they might be better than me or very towards my level. So go, and Clubhouse does that because probably depending upon the algorithm as well. I have hosted several rooms. So probably they would definitely put into that category where there are someone XYZ. They might be also hosted into those kind of rooms, or probably they have participated in those kind of rooms as well, like marketing, strategy, funnel, and Pinterest, communities, ads, Instagram, and all those things. So all things works on Clubhouse. The algorithm is tracking you day in and day out. Who is talking to you? How are you talking? The voice modulation, everything is recorded on Clubhouse. Believe me, even if you're not recording, Clubhouse is recording in the notes section, and that can also help you in your content driving. So these are little activity when you're doing it. You can see some people, as I again shared, you go to Clubhouse, follow me there, and next to me, or Govardhanji, you follow him, right? And next to him, you can see there is a star. Click on that and you can find someone who is similar towards them, right? And you can see just yourself, and you can follow a few of them and see what kind of rooms they are hosting in. Go and join those rooms, guys, believe me, and see if someone is providing great value. Follow them. Don't follow everybody who is on the speaker stage and things like that. Never do that. They would definitely, even I would do the same thing. Like if you find the value, when we are doing the collaborative room, I definitely tell like a call to action that if you like this content, what we all have provided, make sure you follow everyone whom you think that they have provided value to you. So in that way, what happens is you are following only towards them whom you are liking the content and whose room you wanted to go and check out. So in that way, you can collaborate. So in that way, you have the right hallway. You would find right rooms, and you would find someone who is interested probably in you. Sometimes you never know. You can find your next client even without hosting a rooms on Clubhouse. Believe me, without hosting a rooms, you can find clients. The only thing you need to focus on Clubhouse is, as I shared you, it's so simple. Follow these people, bigger guys, or someone who can provide value. Even these followers, like if you have like 500 followers, 1,000 followers, no problem. You follow them as well, because if they are providing value towards you and which is helping your business, then why not?
Yeah. So one more question I have, Sumanji, like right now people understand Instagram followers, the power of Instagram followers, but like, let us say Clubhouse followers, building the Clubhouse followers, like right now you're at 10K, like what does it mean to you, or how is it actually working? Like the followers thing, is it helping you some way? What is that? Because what happens now that there is a figure, there's a number, but Instagram followers, people take it in a different way. That is different thing. But Clubhouse, still we are new to it. We have to understand how this Clubhouse followers thing works, or what does it mean to anyone actually.
See, if you are very serious into your business, then followers are the vanity numbers across the for things.
Any platform.
But any platform for sure, because those are the vanity numbers. Until and unless you don't, even if you have about some 1 million, and if you don't have clients, then it doesn't make any sense. That is one thing which I think as a marketer. But having that numbers can definitely give you some social signal. First thing is that, giving you the social signal. Second thing is, the bigger guys, they also follow you by seeing the numbers. Basically, that does happens. I have seen that, and probably
the perceived value will be more like they will feel, maybe she is an expert, or maybe something.
It doesn't mean that they definitely follow. If you have this kind of numbers, the only thing is they would definitely follow you by seeing who are those bigger guys who are following you back. They also do that. And if you check out my profile, I have some 2,000 people. They all are like 20,000, 30,000, 50,000, 100, even 200K. They are following me in my account. I have done all those researches. I have seen people, and I've seen most of them Indians are also following me. I'm also seeing about some 47% of US, other like international audiences following me. It means that they are also liking the content which I'm providing in. My Instagram has grown, blew up. Probably it got started because of Clubhouse. Believe me, it has got started because of Clubhouse. And now probably I'm also feeding my Instagram because they are asking me a lot of questions. I cannot answer each and every one. I do focus on giving them the voice notes. I cannot type. I'm probably super fast typer, but still sometimes I find annoying. I give them the voice notes. I do that. Those helps for them. So probably that is one thing which I'm getting these people who are checking my account on Instagram, and they are liking my content. And I've seen my content which not doing much of things, but I have my content which is getting me new audiences, and they're getting saved. And there are say about 7 probably I posted yesterday, day before yesterday, crazy 4 content, and all this 4 has I don't know how many you guys would think, but they have about each content have about some 50 saves, which works for me. 50 saves, people have saved that content into their feed. So probably they like that particular content for the future references. So each of my content has been saved 50, 54, 47. So I'm pretty liking that they are liking my content, which I'm providing. As you all know that I'm pretty good in my designing with my Canva skills. So probably when I got started on Clubhouse, I was just, on Instagram, I was just testing what kind of content I can feed, because whoever are on my audience on my Instagram, they are from Clubhouse. I've built that audiences. They are following me. And about 57% are the international audience, US and the UK. So I have to tell that this I'm tracking, I'm doing all those things. Even engagement is beautiful, and I'm getting clientele from there. I'm working with now bigger brands. Earlier, I definitely have to rely on other platforms like on Facebook and LinkedIn. And now you cannot see me much interactions on LinkedIn. You cannot see me much on my Facebook. It doesn't mean that I'm not available. I am there, but I work productive. I've scheduled all my content probably for 1 week on my Facebook communities. And you can see my Facebook community, which has grown from 60 to about 3,500. in the span of 7 months, and everyone are interested in my content. So it means that they are liking my content probably on Pinterest, and probably they also are testing the way I'm answering. They are also testing the way I have my knowledge, expertise, or whatever it is. They're testing on that, and probably that is all because I'm doing that. Probably with having no intention of selling. I don't sell much. So probably that is one way where brands are getting connected to me now.
Yeah, this is something you touched upon a very interesting point, Sumanji. Like I used to always talk with people like I believe in a funda called sell authoritatively. Like if I want to sell it also, I will sell it authoritatively. So I want to first give away my knowledge, give away my expertise, and make people want to work with me. Maybe you're doing that path, and what I felt was like after listening to your this 10-minute this thing conversation, you were already having the expertise with Pinterest and designing part, but the change with Clubhouse, what I am able to visualize or what I'm seeing is it was able to it is actually it was reaching to the right people. Yes. So those guys got hooked to your content or whatever it is. That's the reason. Maybe I think that's the reason we should always try to hang out in right places, whether it be offline or online. So a lot of thought goes into it. Like Suman ji आज आया session बोला, but ये session से ऐसा नहीं कि आपको step by step कुछ मिल जाने वाला. You're going to get a guideline, get a framework. Like you should think now. हाँ अच्छा मैं explore करना चालू करूँगा. I'll take some time out, and I want to have this session because maybe to clear some of my doubts personally also. Second thing is I thought like it's a validation for others who are having a doubt that Clubhouse will work for me or not work for me. So it will work, but like already listening to Sumanji, we're understanding she could actually she has put her heart and soul into it. Like she was believing in it totally. And then
I think there are a few, I don't know, definitely Karan, if you're listening, I don't know, he would be, he always used to tell me if someone would ask anything in his community on Clubhouse, he always used to tag me, like you have someone over here, she can tell you, like you always used to tag me, anything on Pinterest, he always used to tag me, and sometimes he used to make fun of me. I'm pretty casual and I take everything into very, in a humor way, so that's okay. I'm pretty happy with that as well. But I know this guy, he always used to tell me, yeah, Suman hai Clubhouse mein, she's doing so much. And then when they see that I'm doing very productive, they are the person who are appreciating me a lot. I've seen them. I know this guy, they are really appreciating this. And that's one of the reasons. And if you have noticed also, I was a person who talked much on Canva earlier, right? Before the Clubhouse started, and now everyone are on the Canva, and now he tells the same thing. Like it's in a humor way for sure, and now he definitely tells that okay, Suman, she knows about the Canva things and stuff like that. So I'm pretty happy that probably I have started that.
I know it
started from me.
I noticed few of those things, but I believe that whatever like people think that. We have our own belief systems which are tough to break, and we think that maybe we can't sell this, we can't do this and all, but you don't know what the other person is valuing something which you think we feel it's very valueless. Like let us say I do help people with lead nurturing as well. Many people don't know that, and lead nurturing itself is a very big thing for B2B businesses. And initially, when I was helping out people, I used to do it like free of cost. I used to set up a lead nurturing sequence and give it off. And I know people who charge like for lead nurturing, they can charge like hell lot of amount to set up a sequence.
Yes.
So what happens is we think that maybe Canva designing ek jo log kya hota na, when you are a graphic designer by heart, and what happens is you feel like मैं इतना मुश्किल करके Adobe सीखा हूँ, एक किया हूँ, उसके बाद इन लोग आके ना Canva से बना के ग्राफिक डिजाइनर बोल रहे हैं. Boss, tool is not important. Graphic design is not in the tool, it's in the brain.
I don't tell I'm a graphic designer. I seriously tell them I'm a Canva template designer. I tell them I tell them Canva template designer. I'm a Canva template designer. I design things, but on Canva.
No, Suman, I'll tell you what happens is
I
even I
understand this. This has happened with all the graphic designers. Believe me, this is one of the painful things. Sometimes it happens because they have learned some skills, which is really not easy. And Canva made your life so super easy. So, yeah, I mean, but there are certain things which you cannot do on Canva for sure. There are certain things.
No, but what I told is tell is like I know one guy who was working with my in my last organization. He's a graphic designer. He's very talented guy. He knows how to use all the Adobe Suite tools. And then I told him, why don't you use this thing? Then he used to tell, see, you can't customize everything. Then I told, see, you can't customize everything, but still, what's the advantage is you can use some of the elements, pick them and use it in your design. So you save a lot of time. Initially, the guy was a bit rigid, but slowly he understood. Because I used to create designs and show it to him. Then he realized, and then see, you have an extra power. You also know Adobe, and no, you also know Canva. Canva is not very tough to master or learn.
Yeah.
Of course, you have a designing skill, so you learn it. So here we did diverting from the topic, but again, people can tell anything because initially what happens is when you said like on Clubhouse, when there was a $5,000 business happening, people were skeptical because "अरे,
Yeah.
कैसा हो जाता है?" Because
Yeah, but the thing is, you don't realize is from with whom you're sitting with. First thing is with whom you're collaborating with. They are having plenty of money with them. They just wanted to work with someone whom they think basically that they can help them in their business to grow. That is one thing. They have the pretty good mindset. They have money. They want someone who can help them to grow that particular money 10x. They have that mindset. And even if you have the similar mindset, you can collaborate. That is one thing. Second thing is what I've seen and what I've heard probably the second day of my meeting on Clubhouse is they definitely tell that if you wanted to grow professionally, right, ask your worth. Ask how much worth you are. It is not essential that your worth of yours like $10 or $20, $100, $200. It's not that. It is about the value which you're providing towards your client. What kind of results can you provide from your work towards them, right? So even if, for example, if you're creating a template for them, so can that particular template can bring them for the long term? Think about the long, not for the short. For the long term, can that particular template or any creative you're creating, can that particular template or thing which you're doing for them, can that bring them business, 5 figures, 4, 5, 6, whatever it is? So you need to think about yourself, what kind of hard work you're putting on, what kind of skills you're putting set, right? As per that, you need to charge, not as per the time which you're doing the work. We all know everyone is skilled. You are skilled, I am skilled, everyone is skilled. The thing is, the way you're working, the way you're getting the result, that makes a lot of sense. So don't get into trap of those things like, Arey yaar, nahi, I'm very newbie, I cannot ask this. I mean, no, it's bullshit. It's not the things. I have learned this in my second day on Clubhouse, and that is the time, because you all know that when I got started on Pinterest on this last year pandemic, when we got started, right? I got started with having my students from 1,000 rupees. I got started, right? And probably my second community got started immediately with 2,000 rupees, Indian rupees, for 30 days, completely 30 days. I have gone crazy. And after that, the third month, I charged about 6,000 rupees for same 30 days. And now it is huge.
what is 30 days? It's a course or what?
I used to run 1 hour every day for 30 days, delivering them the content and sharing them the Q&A. I was providing them the value. I was not doing anything. I was sharing them the video. Along with that, I used to give them the task, do the work, and ask me any questions. So I used to do that crazy. And because of that, I believe I've crafted my skills the way I was earlier and the way I wanted to be. I have crafted that in 3 months. And these 3 months actually worked for me golden, because these 3 months got me good collaborations, and probably one community which had about some 20,000 people. Okay, they paid me $10,000 just to do one seminar for them for 4 hours. They saw the value which was in me, right? So I designed for that particular community the worksheets and stuff like that. So the thing which I've learned from Clubhouse is a share. The thing which I've learned from Clubhouse is ask your worth depending upon what kind of results you can give them towards your client. Don't think that you are not worth it to charge 5,000 if you're staying in India. Don't do that. Don't do that, because I'm a live example for you guys. I don't get started with 1,000, 2,000, 10,000. I don't get started with that. If I have to manage anyone's account, I take a contract. Minimum is again 50,000 rupees Indian money. It is. That's a minimum of 6 months contract I charge with. So I have my own basic rules. I don't have my website still. It is, again, I'm working on that. Without website, if I can do it in a very effective way, I think everyone, we all can do it. The only thing we need to identify is the right platform. Along with that, what kind of value you can provide them and how you wanted to get connected and what kind of value you're giving them in return. If you're charging that word, are you able to give them 3x, 4x, 5x, 10x, whatever it is? Are you able to give them? Then you charge whatever amount you're confident with. So I'm pretty confident in when I'm asking something, I'm pretty confident that yes, I can give you these kind of results. Are you able to have patience with me for 1 year? If you're able to do it, let's get started. I'm this person. I'm pretty straight. I tell them on their face. And probably that is one of the reasons I was able to crack my 17. I'm working with, probably I worked with 100 plus clients in the past 7 months. And we all got started with $2,000 to $5,000. And now we are working with a lot of, I think, masterminds. I'm working with collaboration styles, and we are working with, it's one of the biggest mastermind which we are doing on Clubhouse, but not here. It's only with the Clubhouse which we are doing it. So everything would come out. So I think that is how you would grow.
So Sumanji, it's good that I'm seeing some things, good learnings. But one thing I want to ask you, like you started as a freelancer, you were working alone initially, and you are able to develop a very good mindset where you're able to, because the problem is that most of the people don't know the business side of it. One is you work, you deliver, but other is the business side of it where you get a client, you tackle them, you negotiate the pricing and all. So what was the tipping point for you where you started going from there, like charging very nominal, like we all have that Indian mindset.
Yes.
You have to give a valuable thing, that this and all. And we always be in that limits that we don't want to cross that and all. So what was the tipping point, or where was it? How did it actually start? Where you started realizing that I can charge more, and you could really do that, achieve that? What was the point?
Okay. So when I got started was when the first client of mine, right? And I listened to this lady, which I mentioned, right? The same day and the same thing. I mean, she that asked her worth and all those things, right? And I have taken a lot of notes. I was just practicing that. And suddenly I got a DM on my Instagram that I want to book a call with you, because that is one thing which I do is I don't talk much on my DMs. I focus on giving them my video call, discovery call for 15 minutes to 30 minutes. Very serious. I give them, ask them information and they give it and we get connected. So basically that was the time. And he just asked me politely that I have booked a call, but still if you're available now, can we do a video call so that I can share about my business and let's see how we both can work with. This was very simple. And we went in and I got to know that this guy is just 20 years old. He is an e-commerce guy. Believe me, they don't have that much money, but they have probably got this loans and things. I don't know what they've done it, right? He just asked me, like on Pinterest, when we are running advertisements and when we are doing organic, can you help us with that? So I said, yes, why not? And depending upon the audiences, and they were selling again, it was again with my own niches, right? I was focusing on that. So I mentioned that I can help this website developers, I can help them, all those things. I mentioned that Shopify stores and stuff like that. So that actually helped me to gain that particular client. And when I said them that, okay, if this is the thing, I can give you this and in span of 6 months and things like that, right? I just tell them, okay, let's do it. Let's work. Let's see how things goes on for 1 month and 2. And suddenly what he said is, okay, what's the pricing? I was not able to understand what I should do. I just sorted, okay, 5,000. I just simply randomly said, because I used to charge 1,000, not more than that. Believe me, I used to charge only 1,000, not more than that. So probably, sorry, when I listened to this lady, I said 5,000 and he accepted and he paid me money. I was like, no, this is not the thing. I would have charged more. Because I also listened to the same lady. She said, into a conversation that if someone is paying you immediately, it means that you are more than the worth which you've asked. So understand the statement is when you're asked that and it was very easy for him to pay it, it means that you would have asked more. You had a potential of asking more. So that one thing which I learned from that. Second scenario, which you were asking, like closing and they don't have much of funds and stuff like that, right? Yes, it just happens. Even with me, it has happened most of the time, right? You cannot serve everyone. First thing is that you cannot serve everyone. So you need to identify whether you want to go with medium ticket, high ticket. It is definitely with your mindset. And I would definitely encourage you, don't think that you are, you have to charge 10,000 or you have to charge 20,000, you have to charge 50,000 or 1 lakh. You just think what kind of value you can provide to them. Think about that and as per that, quote your price. I would definitely want to mention that one point. If you're able to provide them value of 20,000, charge them 10,000. So that they don't think that they are ripped off, right? They are getting something from you and they are ready to pay your next month. So you need to think in that aspect. So if you're doing that, then yes, even that 10,000 is pretty beautiful. So you need to think that, and probably this is a client which I'm working with, which I got started from that. He gave me 7 clients. So probably you have to think that how crazy I work for that particular client. I've worked pretty crazy for that client, and he got me 7. It was like beautiful for me. And that collaboration and that connection, because we also have to deal with a lot of things with this particular clients. Like when we are talking to them, when we are working for them, right? We also have to talk about something. Some months are not good for sure. So you have to tackle with, they would be asking you some questions and you have to be ready with the analytics of anything which you want to share with them, what's happened wrong and what you can do further, right? So because damage, once you have done damage, it has been damaged. You need to refill that. You cannot talk about that and you have to come about that. So once you identify that, and that is the easiest way of doing it, right? And probably when you're doing these things and when you are helping them selflessly, believe me, they get you more clients. So probably that was one thing. Luckily, touchwood, I would tell that I'm pretty happy with that. And probably there were a few which I cannot work it because I've not paid for that enough sometimes. So probably I will not be doing that. I don't do much of coaching now because I'm not focused on much of coaching. Rather, I'm really focused on handling accounts, seeing the analytics. I'm pretty good in that. I do a lot of things. And I also study sales funnels for them. I give them the idea for them. Ideology is very important on sales funnels. And then they hire someone for the sales funnels. And if they ask me, I suggest them few and I work with few again. That's how the collaborations happens, right? When you are referring someone and you definitely work like a team. It's just like a team, right? So you take as a team. And when you're working it, you pretty get paid off well for whatever work you're doing on. So probably, yeah, this was something which I've done. But yes, I used to track. If I promised something, I used to over-deliver. That is one thing. I used to email them every week. I used to do that. Sometimes it was like analytics and statistics is important, right? So I used to do that. And there is some person who want to learn from me, but I just definitely share them that I don't have much time on doing coaching because when you're doing coaching, right, there are so many things might work for you, but may not work for them. So probably that is little cases as well, because I may be super intelligent on that particular thing, but you may not be on that particular thing. So everything does happen with experiences. Everything does happens with the amount of work which you've done basically with your client accounts. So that is where you see. And I've seen a lot of coaches who are doing it only with their own account and they come up with their own courses. So basically what would happen is they have only that kind of information. They don't have the complete information. And now we have worked with 100+ brands. Can you see the immense, the knowledge which we're having with each of the brands which you have worked with? Something may not work, something might have worked, something tanked up, something worked crazy. And we take all the statistics, we study all those things. So when you're studying a lot of things, right, you do a lot of note activities. And that's why when you're preaching that, right, so you see a lot of people wanted to, they love you for the work which you're doing it. And now I don't want, like, I want to have my fancy things or I want my courses. I think most of them ask me, still they are asking me, you come up with the courses. We are pretty interested in buying it, but I'm not coming up with the courses. I don't know. I'm not happy with the courses. Because even if I buy courses, I don't complete it. So that is one of the reasons I'm not coming up with
now
it.
actually it's tough. Actually, courses. One thing I'm seeing a problem or shift. I'm seeing a shift is like live trainings are what more realistic
Yes.
people are actually preferring live training. Second thing is, as a coach, it becomes a lot for you to actually put all the effort, and you see the guys are not taking action. You feel very bad about it, and because see the niche marketers, though it seems like a hustle or a side hustle or a part-time community, I put a lot of effort into it, and I try to bring topics which are really really useful. But people still, what people do, people go toward the shiny side of the topics.
Yeah.
Today's topic is not very shiny, but we try to want to give a real rare insight into what is about, how you can leverage it. But when someone comes and says, you give a topic like some technique called something cold emailing or maybe something else, and you say $10,000, $20,000, immediately people go. But ultimately, we should all understand that you can't run after so many things and achieve success. It's very very tough. And like Sumanji was mentioning her journey and all, I could see there is some consistent approach with her. And the second thing, if I want to ask a few more questions, just a minute.
Yeah.
So,
guys, if you guys are listening, if you do have any questions, you can definitely ask me. I'm here to help you all so that you can have a pretty good mindset of doing things which you can do it. Believe me, collaboration is one of the things which you have to do it, but with an open mindset. You need to have an open mindset because there are so many who would backharm you for sure. It has happened every time with me. So it has happened. You need to be ready for that. But along with that, you see good people around you, surrounded you, who help you for everything. Probably you might be helping them. So collaboration does work. The only thing is you need to figure it out who with whom you need to work with.
it will take some time to figure out the right people, because people, if you are afraid, like collaboration is simply like friendship. I feel like if you go out, you meet many people, but some of them will become good friends. Some of them will turn out to be bad. Some of them will be backbiters. Some of them will be even like cheaters. So this, you have to face it. You can't actually get. And as a freelancer, you don't have the luxury of setting up a 10 members team and scaling up. And if you want to scale up, collaborations can help you a lot, and you can outsource some work, and you also can get good work. जैसे सुमन जी आपके लिए कुछ काम रेफर कर रहा है और आप उनके लिए रेफर कर रहे हैं. इफ आई एम देयर, आई नो. पिंटरेस्ट के लिए क्या होता है ना, मैं देख रहा हूँ कि हमारा मार्केट में, मेरा सर्कल्स में बहुत लोग पिंटरेस्ट साइड नहीं है. लाइक in India, I'm not sure how many are like focused on Pinterest marketing as business owners, because she's serving most outsiders. But still, like I feel, if sometime if an inquiry comes, immediately one name which strikes me will be Sumanji, because she
Yeah.
made that mark and all. And maybe I'm again diverting from the topic, but I will tell you one thing, Sumanji. I want to ask two more questions, which will help our freelancers and other guys who are there. So one question is about. Were you very choosy while you were picking anything in the starting stages of your freelancing journey?
Not really, because my journey, it's pretty, I could say this, because you have to manage your home, your kids, family, and being in a very conservative family. First thing is that. So, however, I'm like this now, but I'm not like this. Usually, I wear a sari with all those things and all. I follow all the rituals which is important for us, and I belong to that family. I'm proud of it. However, if you belong to those communities, you cannot give that 100% which you have to give in, right? So probably that was the thing earlier. I have faced a lot of things with my personal issues, and something which I promised, sometimes I may not, like things happens, right? You over promise and you don't deliver. It doesn't happen, because I have faced a lot of criticism. I have faced a lot of downs. I have faced a lot of things, and I have gave up probably more than 100 times. I have gave up online world more than 100 times. Every single day I used to give up. Being the mother of 3 kids, it's not easy, and you are you definitely cook for them and things like that, right? And definitely it's not easy for a woman to work everything, like being an all-rounder. You cannot be there. And then probably it has happened that you just think that is, you cannot work like this, right? You definitely have to work for yourself. So I have given up more than 100 times, and probably 100 times my husband has pushed me up and he said, hey, you can do it, you can do it. So probably my kids also, they think that yes, I can do it. And probably because of them, the strength which is coming with me is because of my family. I could definitely tell that my family is supporting for whatever I'm today. It's because of my backbone is definitely my husband, for sure. And other than that, yes, I focus on, I have faced more than success, I faced more of my failures. So pretty happy with that, sharing that I've done a lot of Facebook ads. I've done a lot of funnel strategy. I build good funnels on ClickFunnels. You ask me, I can build that. But ultimately, I landed up on doing a lot of templates on Canva, and that's where my designing skill happened, because I'm a pretty good artist. I do a lot of good paintings, one stroke paintings and stuff like that. I'm pretty good in my art and crafting. So probably that is one thing, probably which gave me more intention, and learning on Canva was so easy that within a month, I had one client. I used to work as a VA for that lady, doing her Facebook ads and stuff like that, setting up everything. And she asked me to do some templates for her. And I said, okay, I'll do it. And I promised that I do it, but I don't know how to do it. I learned it and I did it and I delivered it. And that is where she introduced me to Pinterest. That client, still I'm working for this client. She was a client who introduced me to Pinterest, and she asked me to learn it. She bought the course. She paid crazy. She gave me that. And I learned for her. I've done a lot of testing. I've banned, I probably suspended about 5 different accounts of mine. I tested a lot of things. I've tested pretty good things. I've tested a lot of things, right? And probably later I got to know, okay, we have to do this. Let's do it. And I did for her for probably, we worked patiently, organically. We've done for 9 months and we hit 6 figures. I was doing crazy for her 9 months. I did not do much. And that was because the commitment which I promised for her, and she paid me well as well for that. And that, because of that, I believe that got me more interest on Pinterest. And that's where I got started. Okay, if I'm doing for her, why can't I do for myself? So again, I got started with my affiliate marketing, which I used to do for ClickBank and stuff like that. And I introduced, got into the funnels, and because I have that background. I have that particular background, right? So I built that funnel, simple funnel, and had that ebook which I used to take from the PLR stuff, and I used to put it. I have done a lot of black hat things. I have done that, and still I have those Pinterest account. Currently, also I have those which is running on autopilot, which is getting me a passive $1,500 every single month, doing nothing. My content is already there for past 3 months. They're doing well. Probably 3 different accounts which I've been working on, right? So that is where my journey got started on Pinterest, and my failures actually helped me to gain more positiveness. And probably Pinterest, when I got started, right, I started my teaching, coaching. I used to love teaching, right? I started with that. Probably then I realized when I used to teach, like, okay, if people are paying me so much, it means that they are liking my content. I'm just working for them. So probably that is one of the reasons I used to increase my prices. Whenever I used to increase my prices and they were happy to pay, I was just thinking, okay, it means that I can increase more. I became more greedy sometimes, but not greedy. I could not say they're greedy. The only thing which I mentioned is I give them the support, which is important. I give them some clarification, which is important, right? So probably then I realized, like, this is not what I wanted to do, like coaching. I wanted to handle accounts, basically. So that is where luckily Clubhouse got thing, and I went in, I saw people and things like that, whoever I followed. And now I think my life it's just happy to see that there's a progress, and there's a lot of things which has happened, which changed my life, the way I think. Probably my mindset got changed.
Direction, and I think the story right now you shared exactly, like many freelancers struggling with this now. What I can tell is, like, if you don't have an alternative source of income, because as freelancers, the constant income coming in the starting stages is very tough. And what happens is you will give up, or else you should try to figure out different ways how you can actually bring money to the table, or else it will be tough. Because see, I have been doing it passively from 2011. Though I can't say I'm a successful marketer till now, because I'm working for a company again.
Right.
Because like I choose that path because I felt the challenges which I get to solve there will be bigger than what I get as a freelancer in the initial stages. So I thought of working for organizations for at least 3-4 years. Then maybe I want to go full time. So I choose the path, and now I have the luxury of having my salary coming in, and then also I keep learning, I keep doing, I keep experimenting. I have the luxury. Same way, what happens if you are a person who have to feed a family? If you're a bachelor, then it's still kind of okay, not many liabilities. But when you are having a family and you want to just depend upon freelancing, giving up having a good job and giving up a job is not a very good idea. How to be setting up a proper stream of income before you give up. So Sumanji's story says that she tried everything, and in the process she could figure out that yeah, Canva, maybe the Canva is something which is good. And in this process Pinterest came into the picture, and slowly the coaching part, like when the teaching is the enjoyable part, and also teaching this thing, so there's an intersection between these things. So I think guys, you can take advantage of this whatever the story she has shared. And you can also think about, because it takes some time, at least 1-2 years लग ही जाता है आपको
I took my 7 years. And
हाँ, मैं बोल रहा हूँ 1-2 years is the
what I'm saying. People don't see the struggles which we all have gone through it. They just see the upar the success which they are seeing. But the thing is, even if you want to be that successful, if you want to maintain that, there's again a struggle to maintain that success. So basically, if you were struggling, that was the easiest way, because koi baat hi nahi kar raha tha. And now people are talking about you, and sometimes when you're not working on, when you think something's go blackout, then they will again talk about what has happened to you. I mean, you are nowhere. So it just happens. You don't want to get into that frame.
People will talk, obviously, and what happens now?
No, I'm telling about success. Sometimes, if you are so successful, sometimes, right, you also have to maintain that success. And again, there's a struggle. I'm talking about that cycle. There's a cycle with the struggle will never end. People would see only the success, the only thing. Everyone probably they would see your success, like how you are taking people, how you are talking with them, like what the conversation which you're having. But actually, you have taken a pain at the back end by reaching out, talking to them, and sending the messages, texting, and whether we are available or not. I don't know when I saw the messages, probably, right? I'm pretty not much active on WhatsApp currently because of my workload and stuff like that. So sometimes I might not give any messages, reply, or things like that. It does happen. It's not mean I'm rude. It means that I'm busy. Probably I'm productive. It could be that. I don't use much of my things. My sister, she uses it. She's a gossip queen. I used to be one, but not now. So I don't have time to do that gossip. So it just happens, right? So definitely we want to do that gossip. We want to do that gossip. See, we as a female, we want to do that, but now I don't get the chance to even do that. When she's saying, okay, fine, keep quiet, let me focus on my clubhouse. And now if I'm doing this clubhouse and I can see that my kids, they're listening, and now they're also listening to it so that they can improve their grammar. One thing is they want to improve their grammar. They want to see how the other person are speaking their English, the speed. The UK English is different, accent is different, US's accent is different, right? So my kids now, they can identify that there is a learning process, right? So it all depends upon you, the way you are bringing up the success. And probably I would say the clubhouse is pretty good. The only thing you need to identify is what you want to achieve. Do you have any goals for that, right, in order to be successful? And do you have some long-term goals, not the short one? Please don't create any short-term goals. You need to have a long-term goals. I have failed so miserably because of my short-term goals. So I would definitely tell you to encourage you to focus on long-term goals, so that break that it into short-term, so that which you can achieve easily, right? So if you are not able to make money, right, have a goal at least for hitting that, like 10,000 a month, which is easy. Instead of having 1 lakh a month, have a goal of smaller one, right? So to achieve it is easy. Sometimes if you have a goal of 10,000 and if you're 20, you can see the way you can increase that. We can multiply that. 20 into 40, 40 again, 60 kar lo. 60 again, 1 lakh, you never know. So that's how I got multiplied. And probably I was being more consistent, and probably I was not salesy. The first thing is I'm pretty not salesy, and I would tell everyone over here, don't be salesy, because people don't like salespersons. They wanted who can transform their life. Think about something which I'm talking about, right? Don't be salesy. People don't like salespersons. They like someone who can help their life to get transformed. So are you able to transform their life, which will definitely help you to transform your life? Take it easy. That's one thing which I've learned, and I'm applying it. And whatever I'm today, it's because of the things which I've applied basically. So everything which you're learning, right, even in this webinar or whatever it is, right, when you're learning, writing, put it into practice. Until and unless you don't put into action and practice, you will not see any results for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, really, that's a very good advice, because like people don't see the hard work which goes into it. Like people think that it's come easy or something like that. Nothing is easy in world, and 7 years of hard work to figure it out. So hanging up, like already, like I will take this line from you, Sumanji, that I have gave up 100 times. Definitely,
I have given up. I mean, I have
very,
given up 100 times, and
very,
probably
very impactful line, because yeah, it's like happens because many times we feel like it's not worth it. In the journey, every one of us have those moments, though everyone doesn't. Problem with social media is most of the times people only showcase their success stories, but no one showcases their failure stories. No one will tell, this happened to me, this happened to me. No one will tell that. And it is success,
you
okay.
guys, I don't know if you guys have heard about the story of Nykaa. Nykaa would not have been Nykaa today, what it is today, but the struggle which has gone through it, it is so difficult for that particular lady. She was a bank employee, right? Bank employee, you know that time, how they were used to get paid. So simple, this short, they're not getting paid too big, right? That lady, that one single lady, ironclad lady, I could say that I could resonate with that lady, and probably she gave me more inspiration to come up again, wake up next day to not to give up. Probably I've seen her struggle which she's gone through. She has saved her money. She have not done much things into her life. She has saved that big whatever money, 5,000, 2,000, 10,000, whatever money she used to save it every month and put into that app, develop that particular app. And then once the app was there, she got into deals like talking with other people and ask them to launch their product. She will get the traffic, but you launch the product and share me some small profit. She worked with that. And now you can see Nykaa is one of the biggest brand in India. So you have to learn that stories, which has gone through the phases. And I'm pretty, I get into those learnings. Like Puma, if you can see it, right? Puma, the brand, the shoes brand. You would have seen there was the days like 10 or 12 years back. You would see the days like probably the Nike and the Adidas were ruling. Now, could you see them? You could see only Puma now, because they have taken a step forward towards it. They had so much of struggle, and probably they have paid a bomb to Virat Kohli. They hired them as an influencer, right? And he served them. He helped them to gain whatever they are today. So think about that. You have to get into those stories. Puma would not been a Puma as a bigger brand currently if they have not put their entire money on that particular influencer. They have taken a loan to pay that influencer. Have you gone through the pains which all the brands, they would have not been a brand. They're just like us. They're just like us. So I take inspiration from them probably. I've seen their struggles. I'm pretty interested in learning more their struggles rather than their success. Byju's, take his stories. There's so much to learn from them. So I think I get those energies from them.
It takes a lot of effort, and what we say, persistent efforts, which comes in, though nothing is motivating you. Still, you keep on doing it. Still, you keep on doing it. Because like people used to ask me like, Govardhanji, see, you're putting a lot of effort into community. What is that? And I tell, see, I have a goal to unite these guys together, freelancers, agency owners, and business owners together. And if a business owner can listen to one person's speech or know about a freelancers and hire him directly, that is where my success lies in. I want to create that ecosystem. And I know it is tough and it will take some time, but I'm consistent. And now I'm seeing niche marketers as a Facebook group. I'm seeing business owners voluntarily coming and joining the group. And I see it as a where I'm seeing like maybe we're heading in the right direction. That's how right things are happening. Or it will not happen, and we need to be persistent. There is no other way. People say like, how you get the motivation? I told that, see, I want to create an impact. I want to create something new. Niche Marketers Club also is something which we tried to in a different way. We are trying to add some information there, and that's a different format altogether, which is not available elsewhere. We did not try to copy anyone. The idea came from actually helping out freelancers, agency owners, and business owners. And that's the reason this kind of sessions are also coming up. And I'm very glad that today we could have a session with you. And I think people here, though they were not asking questions, they were very passively listening. I mean, they were actively listening to what you have to share. Maybe like they are all like inspired by today's session. So feel free to ask questions on Clubhouse anytime. And maybe Sumanji, anytime you host a session, let me know. I will, maybe I'll try to participate. If I'm not participating, I'll at least spread a word about it. Because Clubhouse, what I could see is you need to dedicate some time, or else you can't win there. And I'm seeing many people find it hard even to dedicate 1 hour per week for networking. So then you can't network, you can't build a network.
Definitely not. You need to be consistent, as I said. Like, for example, if you are into any communities or any rooms you are involved with, right? Even if you are regularly, when that room gets started, right? If that is into your time feasible, make sure you do get into those rooms regularly, consistently. 1 or 2 days you have missed is not an issue. But the thing is, you need to focus on having your logo or your face first, because they love to interact with human, not with the bot. So make sure you do that. Have your human face basically, or sometimes if it is with your logo, have something catchy logo, mention what you are, right? That is one thing. Second thing is always mention, get into those rooms which is interesting with you, or probably you wanted to work with them as well. Take into consideration both the ways, and then focus on learning from them, right? Focus on getting into the right mindset people, and you would work with a lot of collaborations. For sure, it does happen. It is working. You could see me on Clubhouse. I can see I work with a lot of collaborations, and we're not sharing much of money things over there. We are sharing value over there. So once you see that, you build that authority that yes, if Suman is there, she would definitely help us in on Pinterest and on the funnel side. She would definitely share us some information. Whatever we want to ask her, we can ask her. Like we don't have to worry about it, right? So we have crafted that niche on Clubhouse as well. We have crafted that. Like, okay, if she's there, she's from India, right? There's someone who is an Indian, right? They can associate with them. So there is more of collaborations. We are helping like without any intention. Like we are not charging anything. We are just helping. So once they understand the value which we can help them in changing, that is where we get into coaching. That is where we get and work with the business side. So probably I would say I would have not been that successful what I am today, because I think I know my worth. I understand what I've learned, and I've taken that action, and that also has my equal reaction. And I'm also learning from them, because now if I'm having that kind of money, I can also, like learn from those people where I can improve my mindset first. And second thing is where something which they are telling me to do, and I put into practice. If I'm putting into practice, I can see success. If I cannot put into practice and something, if I'm putting it, if I'm not getting results, I can share them. If I'm doing this, I'm not getting results. Where I'm going, some problems, there's some problems. Where I'm going that. So just correct it. And they help us in correcting that. And probably that would be a little minor, but even that works in that, right? So probably I'm also working with that. I'm working with all the people with whom I wanted to learn from them. And I'm learning from them. There's a lot of investment even I am making with them. If I'm making, right, I also have to reinvest into my education, which is important. And I'm pretty investing on strategies, like business strategies. We talk about anything on business strategies. I definitely listen. I get into the case studies. I get into deeper, probably. I take down a lot of notes, and I try to study, analyze, and think how things could have gone. Probably how I can, for example, you have your own business, and how I can take that particular business and how I can help you with that combination. So someone who is an influencer, how they can help you. And we all know the story of Coca-Cola, what had happened with that, Ronaldo and stuff like that, right? So you can learn from them. Like if influencer, if he is doing something, some actions, they follow followers, right? Sometimes it is good, but sometimes it might damage a company as well. So you need to rely things, you need to study what's happening in the market in a business perspective. If you're into business side, for sure, you need to get updated with that. So probably there are not only on the content which you want to talk about, but there are certain content which you're passionate about. So for me, it is definitely studying business. I love to study business, whatever it is, small, big, whatever it is. I like to study the struggles rather than getting into success.
Yeah, and if you don't know business, you can't be a better marketer. You need to be understanding the business and get deep into it. That's how you can help the business better there. So
now my husband, now he wanted me to do, and I had my dream of doing further studies of mine, Harvard. So now he has got me an opportunity with Jito, like, okay, you just get into this Harvard University and do your thing. I said, no, I cannot do it. So now it's like your dreams you have dreamt earlier, right? Now you cannot, sometimes you cannot complete that because you have something else. So I would be doing that, but probably, yeah. I mean, I have so much of dreams which I have to, like with the study side. Yes, I've not done in my earlier, but why not now? So yeah.
Yeah, that's great. All the best for that, Sumanji.
Thank you.
And I think it's a good session today. We had a good session. I guess most of the guys who joined are new to Clubhouse, so they did not have a specific questions. But this discussion, which went so long, I can tell you that Clubhouse is worth trying it, but I don't think it's an easy game. You need to spend time, and maybe the best way after talking to Sumanji, I could figure out is uh, follow the rooms or places where you can learn things. Go in the learning mode, and then slowly you can make a mark, and you'll slowly get discovered, and then you get network, and then you get business. So that is going to be in that sequence. So from Sumanji, that's the formula I could derive. So guys, try it, and always you can follow Sumanji because she already had got a good network, and that will help you to actually get discovered to different places where like you will come to know the right places to hang out. Maybe not everything she follows is your cup of tea, but yeah, some of it can resonate with what you're doing. And we also have plans to have some regular rooms for niche marketers, but I did not roll it out initially because I want to be consistent. So with so many things on my plate, I want to be, because I'm a big dreamer and I keep coming up with new things, and sometimes we fall back on some things earlier which we promised. So I don't want to do that. And taking up the responsibility of the Niche Marketers Club, which where we are taking up paid members. So I owe something to them. So my priority, or maybe my percentage of energy goes into that as well. So that way, so today I think Ashish was mentioning, thanks Govardhanji for hosting this session. And big thanks to Sumanji for sharing knowledge and insights about Clubhouse. Yeah, thank you, Ashish. Mayur says, thanks, Sumanji and Govardhanji for valuable session. Yeah, definitely, it's going to be, and stick on, guys. It will take some time. Like I'll tell you, don't be glamorized by people sharing success stories in 6 months of their starting their journey. 3 months में हो गया, मैं course कर लिया, तुरंत में हो गया. Don't believe that. I'll tell you, don't be, because see, I'm not saying everyone is bad or everyone is good, but I'll tell you, people problem क्या होता है ना, कुछ बेचने के लिए कुछ भी बोल रहा है. That is the problem, and you get into it. And offline world होने दीजिए, online world होने दीजिए. From 2011, I'm telling. At the time, I came across Bitcoin, and I did not invest. Okay, Bitcoin was there, but Bitcoin is something. It's a crazy business out there. You can lose money, you can gain money. मैं देखा हूँ दोस्त लोग. So nothing is easy money. दुनिया में कोई भी जगह में इजी मनी नहीं है. अगर कोई बंदा बोल रहा है एफिलिएट इनकम, एफिलिएट मार्केटिंग कर दो, पैसा आ जाएगा, देन आल्सो इट्स नॉट करेक्ट. एफिलिएट क्रैक करने के लिए भी आपको कितना टाइम वेस्ट करना पड़ता है, कितना एफर्ट्स लगाना पड़ता है. देन यू गेट सक्सेसफुल, देन यू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज दैट राइट प्रोडक्ट व्हिच यू कैन प्रमोट, राइट वे टू प्रमोट. सो everything comes with hard work and efforts, but it's not impossible. Like Sumanji was sharing her journey, and being myself, I shifted my journey from total mechanical engineering guy to some other place where I could help a B2B business. So this is what I think I can tell you guys. So um, start with Clubhouse, and again, Clubhouse is addictive as well as time consuming. Be very cautious about how you use it. क्योंकि मैंने देखा था शुरुआत में, I was trying to go every time. Then slowly I understood.
I used to spend 8 hours sometimes crazy.
It's madness. Because
I used to sleep at 3 a.m. because I believe Karan, me, we all hang out at those times sometimes, and like 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock and midnight. And I used to work for my clients. I do understand that if I was listening to someone, right, I used to listen. At the same time, I used to work for my client. I can do both the things together. Everyone don't have that skill. Please don't do that. I do have that skill because I have patience to listen to my kids and I can do my work, my cooking. So probably that is one thing which I've learned. But again, takes time.
Some of the women have that ability. They do it, multitasking, but men are less.
No, but with your business, and this cannot happen sometimes. Sometimes you miss out few things. But thing is, yes, you definitely, if you're taking notes, make sure you take down a lot of notes, which you think which is useful for your business. Don't take everything. Take which is essential for your business, because everything again will spoil something, right? So take something which will help your business to grow. So if you are into a website developer, right, business side, and if you are looking out for further more clients, and you have to work with that perspective. You cannot work for doing everything for free and things like that. If you're coming up for free, then you would get only freemium guys, but you'll not get the paid clients. So you definitely have to think that particular mindset, right? So I can offer them all my services into my free community for sure, right? Something is freely available for them where they can learn, they can ask me some questions or whatever, I can answer them. But there are certain premium communities which I have, and they know the worth which I'm giving them, the extra efforts, the extra care. There are extra templates which I create for them for their businesses to grow, right? That also makes sense. So work with that mindset. Second thing is be consistent, learn, take an action, and when you take action, that is where you see results. And believe me, failures are the best lessons which you can learn from your failures. And believe me, once you learn from the failures, right, you can overcome that, because something which you see it's glamorous, it's not glamorous, because we have all applied the makeups for everything, right? We have applied everything. But ultimately, when you remove your makeup and things like that, you would see what actually you are. So basically, be what you are, be authentic. And that is one of the reasons I tell you, you can become successful, right? And don't see those vanity numbers. Those are just the numbers. But sometimes it will help you if you want to attract all the bigger ones. For me, it is working. I'm seeing that activities, and now all little bigger guys like who has their own command, who are actually 7 figures earners. I'm not yet into the 7 figures club. I'm just into 6 figures club, but they are actually, they wanted me also to be a part of their conversation. So sometimes it boosts your morale, and that is where you definitely work hard in studying some business skills. I was not the same what I was 6 months back. Now probably because now bigger guys are following me. So that is one of the reasons I'm learning more. So you have to learn because they know so much. You are not from the same world, right? You are from the same country. You are from a different country. Like we all live in India, right? Again, Indian mindset is different. Western mindset is different. You cannot compare that. But again, if you have your Western clientele, then you have to listen to them, what they're talking about, so that you can understand how things work over there. So you need to see what's working, what isn't working, check out the stories and stuff, and then I believe you can grow. And I believe something which you have to learn, Entrepreneur Magazine, website, they all are pretty good. I like all the Indian stories.
When you want Western country, you want dollars, definitely you want to understand their life. You can't be relaxing coolly and then say, मैं Indian ही बनूंगा, but मुझे पैसा डॉलर में चाहिए, तो then definitely it's not.
Oh, now you could see that there is a credibility even for our Indians. You can see that now if they say that you are an Indian, they would not condemn you for anything. They would say that you are so beautiful soul. Second thing is you do so much of great work. They tell that, and it doesn't mean that you are an Indian, you are less paid. No, definitely, as I shared with you, you need to have that mindset. You need to ask yourself, what is the worth you are? And what kind of result you can give to our client, and that is the worth of yours. Don't charge for the website, say about like 10,000, 20,000. Don't do that. You are actually working for 10 clients. Rather work for one. Be happy. I work for few. I don't work for everybody.
Yeah, definitely. It's like it will take some time for someone to reach at a specific point when you started to have enough clients now. Then you can choose. People are not able to get there, then there is something wrong.
That's the reason I tell you to have one client. Why you want to have 5? Because getting one client is so difficult. How would you have again the 5? Instead of hunting 5, find the right one. Done.
Handling also again. That's one more.
Yeah, it's so easy because you have that time, and probably once you grow, you have your own team. I have my own team now. Like I'm not working solo now. I have all my VAs which I've hired with. I have done pretty nice format where I don't have to tell every time if I'm hiring new person, because every 3 months I change my VAs. I don't keep the same. I don't keep them. So that's my strategy, which I apply every 3 months. All my VAs get changed. So I have 11 currently, 11 VAs which are working with me. I'm paying pretty good for them, hourly rates which they're charging, and probably I'm paying 12. Yeah, it's $12 per hour. I'm paying. Think about that. $12 per hour. They are working for me 4 hours a day for 5 days.
What do they do typically?
I work only with the strategies and clients and stuff like that, but I have done everything for them. But I do little designing things, but remaining they handle everything. I tell them they have to do the content, they have to do researches. I give them all the guidelines and stuff like that. For each VA, there's only few things which I share. I don't teach my one VA completely. I don't want to do that. I'm just teaching one VA on small portions. If they have to do funnel, only small portions.
Repetitive kind of work they do it actually.
Yeah, I mean, they just have to do that's it. They don't want to do something else, because I don't want them to get mastered with what I am doing it.
Yeah, of course, we need to have some secrets for ourselves.
Yeah, so I have currently now 11 VAs who are working with me, and I'm paying them very well. But every 3 months, I change all my VAs. I don't want to keep them.
Yeah, awesome, Sumanji. It was a great session. Thank you very much for sharing all the information. You want to actually motivate. What I liked about the total speech we had is like you want to ask guys to come up and inspire them to do more. Your total tonality and what you're trying to share, or what you're trying to actually, the intention, I could see that is the intention. So that is something I share, and I always want to, because we all need a push. It's always required in our life. Sometimes if you're able to push yourself, that's the greatest thing. I
want someone to push for sure.
Yeah, I hope all the guys be there. Be the guy who pushes yourself. Yeah, up to some extent we need external push, but it should come from within. Then that push has a lot, much more strength, and it actually lasts very long. So I'm really happy to have this session today. Thank you everyone for joining, and thank you Sumanji. Very happy, and I will connect with you on Clubhouse, and let's see. Sometimes I can join a conversation or do something there also. Thank you very much.
Sure, anytime. Just send me the note. I can arrange you the rooms, and we can do great rooms. And anyone in the audiences over here wanted to get connected, feel free. I don't eat you. I don't bite you. So connect me on my Clubhouse, same name. Even on my LinkedIn is the same name. So you can get connected everywhere. But on my Instagram, it is Business 365 Days. So my business works on autopilot on Instagram. So that is one thing which I want to share, that it works on 365 days, however. So you can get connected, send me DMs. I'm happy to listen to you. And yes, I'm pretty interested in sharing my journey, as I've already done with you guys. And get into Clubhouse. It's a beautiful platform, and make sure you have your bio updated, everything. Follow people whom you resonate with, and make sure you follow me as well. And along with that, come inside my rooms and see the way I share my information. And if you think that, yes, my information, whatever I'm sharing, it's worth listening, then you can share into your own community if you wanted to, so that let your community know about what I'm doing in, so that we all can grow together, right? And you can also check out my community, and probably Govardhan Ji knows about my communities. It is only for the Pinterest. We talk only Pinterest. We talk only Canva and Etsy. We don't talk much about anything else rather than building only this thing. So if you want to listen, because I'm not putting my content everywhere, because I want to keep it premium towards my community, so that I can build my community as well. So you all can be a part of it. You can learn. You can ask me any questions. I answer them. And probably if you want to collaborate, I'm happy to collaborate, and let's do some good rooms we all can do. And probably niche marketers, like we all can do good rooms inside Clubhouse. I can post for you guys. You can come in, you can share. I can give you some good audiences, and probably you can test the waters on Clubhouse with me. I can do a good modding, because I do a lot of modding, and currently I'm also doing modding for my Western friends. And I'm doing them for 1 hour in a day for them. So they wanted my help, and probably they're paying me also for that. So I'm happy with that as well. So I'm doing that. But I would definitely do for you guys so that you can learn, you can grow as well, so that we all can feel proud of ourselves and there's something. Don't give up.
Definitely.
I'm happy to be part of this.
It lays the foundation for the next step. Definitely, Sumanji will take it up. Because yeah, there's a huge, immense possibilities. I'm seeing the possibility. But I felt like having someone come and share about the platform will definitely help us move in the right direction instead of wasting time and efforts. So it was a good, the right thing came the right time, like you coming here. Thank you very much again, once again. So
you're welcome. I believe something which I shared probably might help you guys to understand, and don't give up and say audio is future, guys. So now everyone are consuming, don't have time, they are traveling, they want to listen to some music. Now currently everyone are listening to Clubhouse. So sometimes they are even listening some music into Clubhouse as well. So probably listen to something which help you to grow. If you are a business owner, so make sure you listen something, even if you're free for 15 to 20 minutes, as how if you're doing your fitness training, right? Check it. And believe me, I'm a freak of watching television, and currently I'm not watching television. So think about it, something which I've gave up. I've gave up my kitties, I've gave up my gossips, I've gave up so many things in my life which I have to. I don't spend time with my own mom and dad and my other families which I have. I don't spend much time with them, but there are a few days which I don't work, and that is where you need to fix it out. Like weekend, if you don't want to work, don't work out. Go chill out and do whatever you wanted, gossip, family, and stuff like that. Keep those 2 days for your family and rest of your 5 days to grow. Yeah, simple.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, a lot of things go into it, and I could see that you gearing up for the next steps and all. That's really inspiring. So definitely, some of the guys will be getting inspired with that. So yeah, thank you, Sumanji. Thank you once again, and bye. Good night for everyone.
Good night. Bye bye.